Hello, this is Rick Saltarelli with Salty Breeze Cruise Planners with this week's segment of Beyond Your Front Door. And today I am going to talk about hurricane season. And the reason is twofold. One, as I am recording this, we actually have a hurricane off the coast of Florida where I live that is capturing people's attention in the news. And when that happens, the phone starts ringing with people asking us questions about a cruise that they may have, and they're wondering if it will be affected by a hurricane, even if that cruise is not for several months away. So this is a conversation that we have several times every season, and I thought, this is a good time to do a segment with Beyond Your Front Door. And so the first thing I want to say is that anything that I'm about to say today is not meant to diminish the impact that hurricanes have. It can be absolutely devastating. And the impact on countries and on islands in the Caribbean, especially, and on people's lives and on the economy of the countries where they live can be absolutely devastating. And our hearts go out for those who suffer personal loss. But I do want to just address what happens during hurricane season and with your cruise, because the question often is asked of us, will my cruise be canceled? And so the answer is that cancellations don't happen very often. And so everything that I'm going to say today is based on my experience as a travel advisor. And so the first thing is that the hurricane season runs generally from June the 1st through to December the 1st each and every year. And cruise lines have very sophisticated weather measurement equipment on board their ships and in their land-based offices. So when there is a storm out there that could affect one of their cruises, they are watching it very, very carefully. As soon as that storm forms, which is usually several days, if not a week, before it reaches any of the areas that are popular for cruising, everybody is watching that storm to see what it might do. And as you probably would guess, that a lot of this information is subjective. Even the professionals cannot agree or have not found a model that agrees on the tracking of storms or how much damage that a storm will do. And so that is why we have tremendous respect, not only for the storm, but respect for those that dedicate to the science of finding out what those storms will do. So the people on board the ship, they rely on the equipment that they have, and they rely on the professionals. And I will say that the cruise lines do not want to go anywhere near a storm. So the ship's captain will do everything that's within his power to take that ship and all the people that are on board that ship and get into very safe space. And so the first thing that I want to say is that if the cruise line knows ahead of time, they can do many things. One is they could do an itinerary completely in reverse. So if you were leaving Miami, for example, and going through a series of islands to get to Aruba and then sailing back, they could actually choose to go all the way to Aruba first and then work their way back. So do that itinerary in reverse and allow the storm to pass through. The second, and I've experienced this a couple of times, was they will skip a port that was intended on the itinerary and go to a different port altogether. And that is maybe a little more common. The third is to do a completely different itinerary, and I've had this happen as well, where we were on a Eastern Caribbean itinerary, and the cruise line changed to a Western Caribbean itinerary. And so that might be more common in the Caribbean because most ships are doing alternate cruises, cruise itineraries. So they are often doing East one week and a West next week, and they may just choose to move that Eastern itinerary to a Western itinerary. And then I have also been on a cruise ship where they just kind of alter the course of the ship. So I've had a couple of times where we have gone to the this, beside an island and kind of coasted out there and hid out there. I call it hiding out there, especially along the coast of Cuba, and allow the storm to pass over to the east of where we were going to be. And then the ship can continue on the itinerary that it had. But as I said it earlier, very, very seldom does a cruise line cancel a cruise. They will always offer an alternate itinerary. In the very rare cases where they do cancel a cruise and they realize how that impacts people's lives, people have airfare perhaps or hotel reservations that may not be as easy to get out of. So they will always offer the alternative itinerary if that is a possibility. But in the opportunity or the chance where they do actually cancel a cruise, they have always, in my estimation, been very generous in the compensation that they provide to people. And so this brings up the question sometimes of insurance. And while we always tell people they should travel with travel insurance for all the other reasons that travel insurance carries, cancellation because of the fear of a hurricane is not one of the reasons for which you can cancel an insurance policy. But there are other things in the insurance policy, certainly medical emergencies, medical evacuation, and then, there is trip cancellation for the covered reasons, which are all the horrible things in life that happen. But fear of a hurricane is not one of those reasons. However, insurance policies do have other components in it. For example, a travel interruption, a travel cancellation when the trip is partially completed. Those may all be covered in your policy. So I'm not here to talk about that today. So please check with us if you are booking a cruise and booking insurance to see what may or may not be covered. And so that is it for today with hurricanes. It's not a subject that I want to talk about, but I know I will have people that are calling me as we get into the season when it comes to hurricanes and how that might affect their cruising plans. If you are interested in cruising, whether it's in hurricane season or not, we are the people to call at Salty Breeze Cruise Planners. We help create lifelong lasting memories, and it starts with a call to us at 888-332-8202. This is Rick Saltarelli wishing you all the best for the summer season. Thank you.